We have a massive health crisis in this country. The obesity crisis is really legitimate, and it's terrifying that it's so prevalent and that no one's doing anything about it.
We have the sickest population in the history of the world. Half of our nation's children now are overweight or obese. We've got about 1,000 chemicals in our food supply that have been banned in Europe and Canada.
Why is that? What's
money? And the answer is because it's more profitable because kids are drawn to it more.
My name's Lily. I'm a certified nutrition health coach who's on a mission to help as many people possible stop eating processed junk foods and start eating more single ingredient, real whole foods. As I've personally experienced myself, and I've seen so many other people as well, reverse health through food. When I was eating more processed junk foods, I, like everybody else, thought, well, it's really no big deal. It's fine to have pizza every week and have a taco night and eat chips and have cake and just be eating these things constantly. I thought it's no big deal. I would say things like, live a little. But in reality, eating these kinds of foods do contribute to me living a little. I wasn't living my longest, healthiest, best quality life. I was having more UTIs, yeast infections, acne, dandruff, more fat, more inflammation, more joint pain. I was getting sick multiple times a year, more mental health problems, depression, anxiety, fatigue, low energy, sugar crashes come the middle of the day, less confidence. And this was all stemming from the food that I was eating. And so many of our friends and families, neighbors, and people across the world are being pushed to eating these kinds of foods that are altering their brain chemistry, impacting their mood, the way that they look, the way that they feel, and it makes me so sick to my stomach. And I'm glad that people are finally talking more about it.
Millennial moms are seeing the same drama play out for their own children, but on a far greater scale. They want to raise healthy kids, they do. But where can they go for info? The studies are bought and paid for by the food companies. They look for unbiased info on the news, but that's funded by Big Pharma. These moms' pediatrician had less than a day of nutrition training in all their years of medical school. They don't even know what seed oils are when they ask about them. Children today are about 20% more likely to develop type 1 diabetes than they were 20 years ago. Childhood cancer rates are rising a percentage point every year. Asthma is up, so is ADHD, allergies, virtually every type of psychological disorder.
If you would have said that ultra-processed foods are poison, people would have said, okay, that's an exaggeration. It's not actually poison. And nowadays, well, sure, if we don't want to call it poison, we can call it a slow poison. Regardless, it is not good for you, and it is slowly making us sick, obese, diabetic, having autoimmune conditions, having depression, being on several medications. Whatever you want to consider something that makes you feel that way, then call it whatever you want to call it. But regardless, it's so awesome to see more and more people saying this message.
Most people out there that are drinking regular soda and they're eating candy and bread and French fries cooked in seed oils, you're just poisoning yourself.
You guys are the only ones covering this. This is not a partisan issue. I don't know what the hell is going on, but all of these other media outlets that are politicizing health and making it partisan should be ashamed. It's despicable and disgusting, and you do not use the health of Americans to be divisive. It's reprehensible, and I cannot commend you enough.
Now, if you haven't seen this yet, on September 23rd, 2024, there was a Senate roundtable in Washington, D.C., where so many people came forth and shared their experiences with food or their research with it and why, we should be changing our food supply in the U.S. and giving people real food that nourishes them. But it was really inspiring for me to watch these videos. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna come of it or if anything's going to change, but I do know that you have the power to change on your own, and you can help your family today without needing anything to happen in the Senate.
The next generation of children is predicted to not outlive their parents if we continue on the trajectory that we are currently on. Who cares about politics if the next generation is dead or close to it before they can even vote?
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that 100 years ago, people were healthier. There was less diabetes, obesity, autoimmune conditions, depression, and what were people doing differently? Well, they had different food. Things like goldfish and Oreos are very new inventions. They didn't even exist 100 years ago. And to hear that the children nowadays may not even outlive their parents, yet we have all of this technology and medications and things to help people live longer. Sometimes I think that these medications sure help people live longer, but not live better quality lives. Right now, we're either making people sicker or we are helping them live longer through medications in a more sick, defeated manner.
Big food corporations have a vested profit motive in getting you addicted to their highly processed junk food and keeping you addicted. So they'll have all kinds of commercials talking about smiles and love and family and happiness. They don't give a damn about any of that. They just want your $5. And then you have another big enemy, which is Big Pharma.
Big Pharma, medicine, Big Ag, they don't give a damn about the amount of pesticides they're shoving at us. They just want to make money. They don't give a damn about the ultra-processed foods they're shoving down our children's faces in school and at the grocery store. They just want to make money. And then the doctors make money on the back end.
I honestly feel the more I watch these kinds of videos and talks, the more I want to wear a tinfoil hat, and I think I'm becoming a conspiracy theorist because I genuinely don't understand why ultra-processed foods are pushed on people, because I can't accept that it's just for money. There's so many other products and things that people could make where they could generate money that doesn't have to go at the cost of our society deteriorating in their health. The more people who are sick, the more people who can't think clearly, the more unproductive our society becomes, the less humans are able to reproduce. We have rising rates of infertility, PCOS, low sperm count, less people are able to have children right now. So like, what's going on? Because I just can't think it's, oh, well, we want money. And so that's why we're going to slowly make our lifespan, health span, and the quality of everyone's life go slowly down. Am I a conspiracy theorist? I don't know. The reality is we can change all of this, as every time we spend money, we're voting for someone and some company to be able to take our money and create new products or do more advertising and marketing. And so just be aware that every time you're spending money, you're voting for someone.
I don't think we just have a calorie problem on our hands. We have a nutrient quality problem on our hands, and we have a marketing problem on our hands. Because if we continue to just promote these kinds of things, we just contribute to the poor psychology and eating patterns and behaviors that are the root of the issue to begin with. It's not just about the foods. It's not just about the calories.
We can reverse this and we can take our health and our lives back. And it really just comes down to us.
When we stop buying their Fruit Loops, they will change and they will give you the healthier formulation.
Please, if you support this message, share this video with family and friends.